What's up, everybody? You're very welcome along to the Champions League preview here on Anfield Agenda. The Reds travel over to Amsterdam to take on Ajax, a game that we haven't played, I think, since the 60s, believe it or not, which is absolutely nuts. I'm really looking forward to this one, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to talk you through my predicted 11 for the game. I'm going to talk you through my score prediction, which you can kind of see there from underneath me. I know Liverpool's form in Europe away from home hasn't been great, but I really think that the guys got to be determined to go out there and get a result. But look, of course I'm going to say that. From an Ajax point of view, Liverpool definitely have some players to worry about. Obviously, we know David Neres, somebody who Liverpool have looked at before. I think Everton even looked at him as well. Tagliafico at left back as well for Ajax can be a very good player. And we do know with Dusan Tadic as well that they have danger in the middle of the park. So it's not going to be an easy night. It is a tie that, I'm not going to lie, I'm really looking forward to. There are two names that when you hear mentioned in European football, Liverpool, Ajax, it's just beautiful. I can't wait to see this one. It is a shame that we won't have a full stadium for the home and away games in this one. It's what European football is about, but we're still going to enjoy it nonetheless because it's a little distraction, isn't it, from the Premier League situation and what went on at the weekend and the derby as well. So look, ladies and gentlemen, let me take you through my predicted 11 for this one. And this is what I think Liverpool may line up like. So obviously in goal we're going to have Adrian for this one. I've gone with Firmino at centre-back alongside Joel Matip. That's what I think is the best centre-back pairing that we can put out at this moment in time with the players we have available. Trent at right-back, Matip and Firmino the centre-back pairing, with Robbo obviously at left-back. The midfield trio for this one, it's a difficult call because Klopp hasn't ruled out Thiago from this game, but I think it'll be a safety first attitude from the gaffer. Maybe we'll see Thiago on the bench. Maybe he'll get some minutes if needs be towards the latter part of the game. It is great news that his knock wasn't as serious as we first thought. All of us feared that was Van Dijk and maybe Thiago out for a prolonged period. Wasn't great news on Verge, but thankfully it was just a bit of swelling on the knee from Thiago. So my midfield for this game, folks, Keita has been back in training after a negative test, so I'm going for Keita, Hendo and Gini Wijnaldum in the midfield, but you could just as easily drop in Jimmy Milner in there as well. Do you know what? I wouldn't have minded Curtis Jones, and I was genuinely playing around with the idea of giving Curtis Jones a start in this one, but look, I don't think it's realistic as much as I'd love the guy to get minutes. Now up front, this is where I've made my biggest changes, folks. We've been talking about this on the streams. I've been talking about it with Connor as well. And I think that Liverpool could do well with playing Sadio Mane through the centre here. I've gone for Diogo Jota on the left-hand side, Sadio Mane through the centre, Mohamed Salah on the right-hand side. Now, look, you can say a couple of things here. You can use the word dropping for Bobby Firmino, but I'm not dropping Firmino. I'm rotating and resting Bobby Firmino because he had a busy international period with Brazil, obviously a lot of travelling involved. He was back for the derby. I think maybe it's worth giving him a little rest for this one and refreshing him for the Sheffield United game that's coming up at the weekend. Salah could easily play through the centre as well. You could obviously make an argument for Takumi Minamino to go in and play anywhere across that front three, but that's what I think Liverpool will line up like. My score prediction, as I said, I'm going to go for a 3-1 in this one, but there's so many conversations to be had. I'm sure you probably watched the stream earlier on. You know all the information around centre-backs and stuff as well. You could absolutely make an argument for putting Joe Gomez and Joe Matip in there alongside each other and playing Fabinho in midfield, but genuinely, I think this is the best pairing that we could go with right now, to have Fabinho and Joe Matip as the centre-back pairing. Let me just switch back screens here for 1 second. I think that it was actually a bit of a miracle that Joe Matip was able to come back in from the timeout that he had, the injury that he had, and play as well as he did in the Merseyside derby. He really didn't put a foot wrong, so I'm fully expecting Klopp to give him the nod as well. And if you think Joe Matip will play instead, Joe Gomez will play instead of Joe Matip, by all means, folks, please do let me know in the chat. How great is it though to have European football back? Champions League football might be a bit of a distraction from our, I don't want to say poor form in the Premier League, but the facts are facts. We have dropped a lot of points. Lost obviously at Aston Villa and then go and get that contentious draw at Everton in the Merseyside derby. So I'm hoping that we bounce back. Look, I am an optimist. I get that, folks. I know some people look at me and think that my Liverpool bias can't see any flaws. I absolutely can, folks. And I'm well aware of the impact of Big Verge not being there and what that may have with regards to our season. The goalkeeper situation, a little bit of good news on that as you've probably seen from the stream earlier as well. Alisson is back in training. He looks like he could be ready to go at the end of the month or the start of November, which is a couple of weeks ahead of schedule, which is brilliant. As I touched on earlier on as well, Naby Keita has become available for selection for Klopp after returning a negative test. That was a bit of a strange situation, to be honest. I'm still not 100% sure what went on with Guinea and the national team. Obviously, their second friendly was postponed after the players just refused to play, a lot of them, because of safety concerns. So again, this happens, doesn't it, when players leave the bubble of the Premier League clubs and they go off on international duty. So tough one again. I don't really think we can make many other changes. I mean, you could say play Costa Simicas, and if this was away from home, or excuse me, if this was a home, I might chance it. But this is a game where we're going to want to get off to a good start in the Champions League. We're going to want to put some points on the board. You look at the group and you think to yourself, look, it's a group that we should be topping, in all honesty. But this is one of the glamour ties of the group stage for us. So again, a good trip to Amsterdam. Hopefully 3 points on the board for Jurgen Klopp as well. We talked about the search for the centre back in the stream earlier on. I hope you had a chance to watch that as well. And just want to give you guys a heads up that our full interview with Paul Tompkins is coming out on Thursday. We did put little sneak previews of that out as well. We did a little section about the referee. So make sure you keep an eye out for that video. The full hour-long interview with Paul Tompkins that's going up on the Anfield Agenda YouTube channel on Thursday. We're going to be giving away 3 signed copies of Paul's latest book, Pearce, as well. Massive thank you to Paul Tompkins and the Tompkins Times for the support and the time that Paul gave us. If you haven't had a chance to check out the Tompkins Times yet and you're a Liverpool fan, do. It is one of the best websites that you will get for all information regarding Liverpool. It is a subscription website, but I promise you it's worth every single penny, ladies and gentlemen. And again, do check out that video coming out on Thursday. Thank you again for all your support, by the way. It's been an amazing couple of weeks for the channel. Obviously, come back off the back of the internationals, we didn't know what to expect. We wanted a reaction against Everton in the derby, and we're going to want a reaction against Ajax as well in the Champions League. I'm bold if I go out here and say that Liverpool should go out and beat Ajax. And be very careful with the words that I choose here, because look, on paper we're a better side than Ajax, even away from home. Ajax obviously have lost a whole heap of players. They managed to keep some of their stars though. Onana in goal, very good goalkeeper. Not going to be easy for us to break them down. They're an attacking open side. I'm sorry, I'm second guessing myself on my score prediction here. That's where I'm going back and forth. I'm going to stick with the 3-1 that I have there. I think it's going to be an open game. I said it would be difficult for us to break them down, and by that I meant with Onana in goal being a very good keeper. We should be able to get at them though. Our front three, even if it is Thiago, Jadon there instead of Firmino, is capable of breaking down any defence in the world. So I probably stumbled across my words there by saying we're going to struggle to break them down. I think if we can get an early goal in this one, obviously it'll open the game up even more. Ajax and any team in the Champions League want to get 3 points when they're at home. So to me, I always look for Liverpool to get 3 home wins and maybe pick up 1 away win and a draw, and that should probably top you the group. So look, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Tune in for the watch along. We're going to be live for 30 minutes before kickoff on Anfield Agenda for that one as well. Make sure to check out and subscribe to our new channel, Mundo Sporto, which is where we're going to be covering non-Liverpool games. Going to be starting with Manchester United trip to Paris Saint-Germain. There will be a link in the description to Mundo Sporto as well. Hope to see you over there on Tuesday for that, and of course hope to see you back here on Wednesday for the watch along of the game against Ajax. The Reds back in European action on the hunt for number 7, ladies and gentlemen. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, drop a like on the video. Love to know your thoughts on the game in the comment section below. I'll talk to you soon, ladies and gents. Up the Reds.